You know it's still recording.
I can never. That means it's baby. Social distancing.
There is so much more beyond the pulpit.
If I count the amount of times I've said I record this video, I feel like I've been so scared, thinking that it will never be enough. So I'll say, I need a better view. I need better light. I need better audio. But I feel like as human beings, sometimes we rather just wait and let the results or the end come to us than enduring the journey. But that's what I do. Don't compare, compliment. A few months ago, I found myself in a space where I was very heartbroken, right? I started to compare myself, to people not around me, people that I knew, right? Because they were getting so much better at the work, they were getting much better at playing basketball, they were massively getting proper engagement on their social media, right? And this is what I myself I'm aiming for, right? And it was just very, very tough time for me, right? And I remember I went online to YouTube and I was checking out some TED Talks, just to hold body, right? But I missed all of that. I was reading a book, I think I have it here, called Creating Your Life, and he asked a question. The question was, who are you? Now you see, as much as it may seem very simple, I think it was the underlying issue towards why I was comparing myself. Many times the issue isn't exactly because we think we are not good enough or than others, but because we don't realize what we are meant to do, right? Therefore, we equate every occasion, everything to ourselves, right? Because in whatever field you are, it doesn't matter if you're an athlete or whatever, there are other people in that same field, right? So it's a very common thing for you to, feel like, oh, I'm down, this, that, that. But, realizing that even within every single field, right, every single person has a role to play, right? And understanding what your role is and who you are, right, in general, will play a huge part. Take, for example, now the story of John. John was not bothered about becoming anybody else. He was so content with his mission and his purpose, right? And just in general, I feel it doesn't matter what field you are in, rather than comparing yourselves, compliment whatever field you are in, whatever field you find yourself in. So once again, it doesn't matter what sector you are in, what field you are in, right? Whatever space you find yourself, find a way to complement one another to build a certain kind of structure, right? One of the ways, however, to understand what you are meant to do is by staying in His presence, right? Because He's our environment, right? But waiting is hard.
I feel like I'm crossing the desert. Jesus is the bar, I don't need a measure. The enemy is offering me bread. I'd rather crucify my flesh instead. Holy Spirit, you seen all my lows. The things I have been through, only God knows. I know Jesus is the way to you, so I pick up my cross and follow the truth. This is the God I serve, man, I don't care. From eternal damnation, now spare. I belong to the King, I'm not for sale. Sealed by the Spirit, if you couldn't tell. If I'm not in for it, it is what it is. I will never be ashamed of my king. No one is worthy of breaking the seals, except for the level to call on my sins. Stand up, stand up, stand up. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up. Yeah. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up. It's about time we stand up, stand up. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up. Lately I feel like I'm crossing the desert. Jesus is the bar, I don't need a measure. The enemy is offering me bread. I'd rather crucify my flesh instead. Holy Spirit, you seen all my lows. The things I have been through, only God knows. I know Jesus is the way to you, so I pick up my cross and follow the truth. This is the God I serve, man, I don't care. From eternal damnation, now spare. I belong to the King, I'm not for sale. Sealed by the Spirit, if you couldn't tell. If I'm not in for it, it is what it is. I will never be ashamed of my King. No one is worthy of breaking the seals, except for the level to call on my sins. Stand up, stand up, stand up. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up. Yeah. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up.
I can never do such a thing. I can never. That means it's baby.
It's about time we stand up. Lately I feel like I'm crossing the desert. Jesus is the bar, I don't need a measure. The enemy is offering me bread. I'd rather crucify my flesh instead. Holy Spirit, you seen all my lows. The things I have been through, only God knows. I know Jesus is the way to you, so I pick up my cross and follow the truth. This is the God I serve, man, I don't care. From eternal damnation, now spare. I belong to the King, I'm not for sale. Sealed by the Spirit, if you couldn't tell. If I'm not in for it, it is what it is. I will never be ashamed of my King. No one is worthy of breaking the seals, except for the level to call on my sins. Stand up, stand up, stand up. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up. It's about time we stand up, stand up, stand up. Yeah.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me, bro. Okay.
them trash talking but still lost. Come on, gang. Somebody asked me before, are you a pastor? Because of what I post. And I found it funny but a little bit disturbing, because it is one thing to acknowledge the fact that many people would rate every single person who portrays their faith as a pastor, but it will be another thing when they tie everything regarding sharing your faith to the pulpit. There is so much work that can be done beyond the pulpit. I believe very strongly that, and this is still on the angle of complementing rather than comparing, that a pastor might not be very well able to evangelize properly to somebody in an entertainment industry or medicine, because I think Prophet Woli said it before, that the next dimension of evangelism is by your works rather than your speech. By your works, right? I believe very strongly that a pastor might not be able to evangelize properly to a sportsman, to a medicine man, to a doctor, to a nurse properly. Why? Because his systems are not basically aligned to whatever is basically being done in that territory. So once again, it's still on the angle of complementing rather than comparing, because the Bible says that we are lights, right? And light does not diminish, does not, we cannot say, oh, you shine today, tomorrow I'll shine. It's a very popular word that I heard at a particular time that said one light might be sufficient enough to light up a room, but it never do justice to a stadium. There are different territories that need to be taken, right? And there are so many that are beyond the pulpits. I don't believe in people saying you have to quit your job to reach out to people. I don't see, it's rubbish. Sincerely, at a very young age, I started questioning why in church people always go to pastors to question. Why can you not ask a fellow member? Why can't you not ask a fellow member? This is why we need to be able to complement one another, because so that every single person in a particular place by himself has a very strong individual faith. Single standing. Even people in basketball, like Treasure, Treasure plays basketball too. On the issue of Treasure, right, we both play basketball, but no matter how big, no matter where you are, the truth is you cannot reach everybody. So there's some people that Treasure may be able to reach that I may not be able to reach. Therefore, I will complement rather than compare.